Hi guys, time for another rubber band powered car. I 3D printed this one especially to answer some questions. First of all, the wheels. I'm using CDs, and for demonstration purposes this one's got the wheels attached in different ways. CD plastic bottle cap, hot glued in place. That works very well. If you don't have a hot glue gun, you can just tape them in place. That works nearly as well. You do find you have a little bit of give with the tape, so sometimes you have to straighten them up again. To get them running straight. Next question. Attaching the rubber band to the axle. Now, you can glue a little T-piece on there so you can just hook the rubber band on, and that's easy enough to do. But if you don't want to do that, and I very rarely do that, I just wrap the rubber band over the top of the axle, push it round so it goes underneath, and as you can see, it then holds itself in place. Next question is, why don't we tie it in place? Well, you can, if we just push that through the loop. But there's a disadvantage in tying it in place. Right, so we can wind it up easily enough. But when you release it, it gets to this point where it overruns itself and your car goes forwards and backwards and then stops. Whereas if it wasn't connected, it would keep running, it would freewheel. So you go further if you don't tie that in place. The next question is a misunderstanding by some people. They think I'm tying the rubber band to the front axle and then wrapping it round the back axle. What's the problem with that? Well, the problem with that is the front axle can't turn. So the back axle is turning and the front axle is locked solid. It might turn a little bit as the car forces itself forwards, but it's actually going to stop, and then it's actually going to try and push the car backwards a little bit. So we'll just demonstrate that. Don't know if we can demonstrate it on the floor. Probably get wheel spin anyway because this car is very light. Alright, what's happened there is it stopped unwinding there because the front wheels are stopping it going forwards because they're locked solid. If I lift it up, there's still power left there. So you don't tie it to the front axle. What I would do is tie it right round the front of the car. So now, around the back axle. So we'll just watch that going. Again, bearing in mind this is very lightweight, so the wheels will tend to spin. I do have videos on how to put rubber tyres on the wheels to give them extra grip. But we'll just let that one go. Okay, so that works. Then the next one is, how about four-wheel drive? Can we drive the back axle and the front axle at the same time? Well, we can. There's two different ways of doing it. Well, at least two different ways of doing it. One would be to have one rubber band on this side to drive these wheels, and then the same on this side going that way to drive those wheels. So you'd have double the power. And then another way of doing it is back to attaching to the front and back axle at the same time, but you need to think this through. You need to go under the front axle to wind it up, over the back axle to wind it up, so you're actually winding in the same direction. Probably easier to see if you just push the car backwards. So that's winding the rubber band up, and then if you let it go, it's four-wheel drive. So the band is actually loose because it's come off both axles. So four-wheel drive might be an advantage. It might help you grip the floor. I'll just get another pair of rubber bands so we can do the other option. All right. You might be able to get away with it both in the middle if you keep them to one side a bit. Well, you can probably see that I'd clearly designed it so I could use those outside slots. So and there, a few times. Probably need more than one pair of hands to do this. Oh, I've just done that the wrong way. Having just shown you the right way to do it, those wheels are going to turn opposite directions. So that's no good. Right, that's got to go underneath that one. Underneath the front, on top of the back. So two rubber bands, or four in fact, but two motors, one for the front wheels and one for the back wheels. So there we go. I think that's all the variations I want to talk about. Oh, I just thought of one other thing. Right, I'll get set up and we'll have a look at it. Right, this is what I'd call assisted launch, or cheating even. If your wheels are spinning, not enough grip to get you going, you can add rubber tyres, you can add weight because that helps them grip, or you can change the floor. So we've got a rubber mat there. Actually, we'll just show it without the rubber mat. Right, we had wheel spin, just if you're interested. That is going to go all the way anyway. Next one we'll do it with the rubber mat. Right, so I've actually wound it up a little bit further much faster run because we didn't lose any power on the wheel spin. Just to emphasise the wheel spin, I've put some of my CDs with the 3D printed hubs on there, so I can actually put a bit more power on here without them slipping. Right. Wind it up past the knot. Okay. That was all wheel spin there at the beginning. It'll probably still do the whole distance, but it's really slowing down. Yeah, it made it. Now we'll do the cheat. Oh, I say the cheat, it just depends what you're allowed to do. Right, past the knot. Ready? No problem at all on the launch. Much faster run. I did mention the other option of putting rubber tyres on your CDs, and I do have a video covering that, but I'll just show you. These are strips cut from rubber gloves, from the sleeve of the rubber glove. But you can use a strip cut from a balloon or other types of gloves. This usually fails for me when I'm trying to demonstrate it, but you should be able to just stretch it around the edges. It's one of those things that either goes on well or doesn't. These particular rubber gloves aren't particularly rubbery. I like the more expensive, thicker rubber ones. They give you a better tyre. But there you go. That's a rubber tyre on your CD. Well, it's probably not rubber. It's probably not latex, but something that will improve the grip. So same as before, we'll wind it up. I expect we might still get a bit of wheel spin. As I say, those aren't perfectly rubbery rubber gloves. Oh, still much better than none at all. So there we go. I think that's covered all the little points I wanted to cover. So quick summary. We've covered cheating by putting something on the floor to give you extra grip, rubber tyres, bottle caps and tape for the hubs, bottle caps and hot glue, and 3D printed hubs, bamboo canes for the axles, where to attach the rubber band, how to attach it to the axle without putting a T-piece on there. Putting a T-piece on there will give you a tiny bit more distance because the rubber band will jump off just a tiny bit early there. So that's about half a turn earlier than a T-piece would have released it. You definitely want the rubber band to release. You don't want to tie it to the axle, otherwise the car will rock backwards and forwards when it gets to the end of the rubber band instead of freewheeling. What else? Oh, we attach the rubber band to the front axle and the back axle at the same time. So, can't find it now. I have to use that one. Right, we attached it to the front and the back at the same time and wound it up so the rubber band powers both axles at the same time and drops off at the end of the run. And we also attached rubber band there, and there it is, rubber band there, so we could power both axles at the same time with separate rubber bands. I think that's about it. So yeah, that'll do for now. Thank you for watching, and I hope that's been a useful little episode.